And I believe we are live now. So, hello everyone. Uh, Welcome to the third now Anvil Community Chat that I've started. Um, so we'll go straight to, of course, to who's here with me today. So we've got Sturdy Hippie, Steel Hand, Freeze, Ink, and Rivali. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, everyone's here. Nice chaps. Everyone's here ready to have a nice little drink, maybe. If they have a drink. If not, then that's fine. Drink some liquids or some juice. I've got actually a Dr. Pepper with me right now as well, so you might hear it open up every now and then. If not, so yeah, today of course we're gonna go through roughly the same stuff today. We'll go through updates, the love and hate of the last test as well. We'll do a random topic relating to also the last test, and we'll do also some drunken truths will be the opinions. I was also thinking of maybe doing a little review on a video, which I think I've now just lost, where I clicked on that video. So maybe later on, I don't know, we could look at a certain bit of a I guess a little fight that occurred, which was I feel like the one of the major fights, but yeah, it was during that test, so we'll maybe review over that, have a little battle review on whose side, what happened there, who done mistakes, who done good stuff, and actually proceeded in onwards and so on. So yeah, we'll look at that in a moment. So yep. And so yeah, we'll start off with the updates. So of course, I've not written anything down, which is amazing as always. So of course, the updates on last test. If I quickly now double check what I have it written down. So of course, the first thing was bronze, right? That was the main thing that everyone saw from that last test. If you guys remember as well stuff from the last test, I don't remember as well a lot of it from what 2 weeks ago now. What was it, a week ago? I don't remember now. So bronze tools and weapons were added in, which was a really interesting change. This was of course the stuff that will be roughly what tier 1 according to the devs right now. So it's tier 1, which we thought would be more of a tier 2 kind of weapon or tool, because we start off with flint, but instead it was actually a tier 1 bronze and tools and weapons. So we thought it would be an improvement. There was
They said it was tier 1?
yeah, it's technically tier 1 part of it, because it's just how do you say it? It's roughly it does a bit more was it damage output slightly from the regular weapons, so like the axes basically, when you're cutting down trees, but the durability was just slightly higher than the actual flint weapons, so it wasn't like a huge jump from the flint to bronze. Basically, there wasn't like a massive gap, so we basically skipped through that as quickly as possible, and I think everyone got to their iron as quickly as possible if they could. So yeah, that was a new added in things. Of course, there was also the with that. Actually, I'll put it on the same line, which was the 2 new ores, which was malachite and was it cassiterite? How did you say that? I think it's cassiterite, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. So that's of course for copper and tin, which is the new ores that you craft to make the bronze. So yeah, that was pretty cool that we had now new recipes to make bronze. But yeah, we'll get more in depth into that later on as well, about the bronze cost and all of that. So what else was there? They added the new drying rack redesign. So that was also another thing. So drying racks are now completely different to what they were before. So basically, the drying rack only can store one pelt inside, and that one pelt then has to sit there for whatever the timing is. I don't know if anyone remembers the timing. Did anyone time it in the chat here? How long it was? Was it like 5-10 minutes maybe or something like that? I don't know.
The tier
think
1
5
was really
minutes.
fast,
Was it
yeah.
5 minutes? Yeah, so it was like 5 minutes for just to get one of the pelts to be dried out, and of course you get it into the leather that is acquired from that. So that was a different change instead of cooking it or crafting it, I guess you could say, within the previous drying racks. So that was
The plus 3 was like an hour or 30 minutes or something.
Oh yeah. Well, that's tier 3. We'll maybe talk about that later on. Of course, that'll be maybe part of the other changes for the next test. What else was there? So that was that. Stone anvil. Oh yeah, the stone anvil. So for the actual tools itself and the weapons, they had a stone anvil for the bronze casting. So that's how you now when you make the bronze ore, you've got the bronze ore that goes into the stone anvil, and then you select the tool that you want, or the I guess not the hilt, the top part of your tool or the sword. You place it in there, and you get your bronze weapon or tool. And yeah, what else we have here? We have anyone? Yeah, go
Animal
on.
harvesting.
Animal harvesting. Yep, that
Yep.
was.
I think there was also tin. They only spawned at wolf dens.
Nice. Yeah, we'll go in depth on that on the copper and the tin. I'm just trying to get like the rough bases, of course, on that. So copper.
Rain too.
Spelled knives wrong. Is that right? Knives? No, hold on. Something ain't right here. My
With the V, knives.
Knives. There you go. I was like, what's going on here? No. Knives? Knives. I think the capital just confused me.
No,
Yeah.
get rid of the F.
The F? What F?
That's
it's delayed. You're delayed. Give me a second. There you go. Just give it a second.
He's already too drunk to type.
Yeah. I'm too drunk already, man.
Alright, I'm hungover.
I'm sweating. Sorry. Everything's
Happy
coming
St.
out.
Paddy's.
Yeah. Happy St. Paddy's Day. Yeah, happy St. Paddy's weekend technically for everyone. Yeah, true. So yeah, harvesting knives, of course. So now you have to. The knife has a use. So we actually have to use the knife to cut open the animals, and of course, depending on the size of the animal, you have to have a certain tier of knife, which we will also explain later on and go more in depth to. So so after that, so what else was that? There was a couple more, wasn't there? There was
Homesteads have storage now.
Homesteads have storage. Oh yeah, that was I forgot about that.
Which is a pretty big one.
Yeah, that was one of the positive ones.
That was yeah. Actually, yeah. Honestly, I don't think. Yeah, I forgot about that one. That's actually rare. Really good one. Homesteads have storage now, instead of just the family hall. So that's pretty also good. And also I think there was you had to the way you had to do it was now you had to settle pledge to the homestead, right? As well, wasn't it? So it was pledging to the homestead and not to yeah, the family hall. So pledging to homestead and not to the family hall, because I think before you had to do it in the family hall and then you had to run to the homestead to then do all the other stuff. So which was a bit strange, I feel like, because you could have just gone to the homestead, clicked the button, and be like, all right, I'm part of the town now. So yeah, it was a nice little change as well on that. What else was there? I'm trying to remember all the other stuff. I feel like the other stuff was more of a oh, deadwood trees now require at least bronze axe. That was also another one, wasn't it? That was a major. So the new deadwood trees that were added in from the last test, they now need a bronze axe at least minimum to cut down. So that was kind of a bit of a change. So you don't have to. So you're not able to basically cut them down earlier on and get rid of them. So you had to make sure you had a bronze axe. Basically crafted. Yeah. So let's see what else have we got here. Trying to remember what else. Anything else we have that we've missed? Do you guys remember anything else that we missed possibly?
And there's like small stuff like the icon for the fiber changed.
The icon for the fiber.
Oh yeah.
You could have like many changes.
you could ally yourself with other homesteads.
All right, bear with me one moment, guys. Hold on. Sorry, I have to quickly open a door for just chat away about the next stuff I'll add it in.
Everything spawns on roads.
We add.
Yeah, they had some good like bug fixes too. I think, right?
Yeah. I don't remember
The tents, that issue that they fixed.
The weather. When it was
Oh, yeah,
raining,
yeah.
it keeps the fields moisturized now after you water them if it's raining.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We had a visitor in our town within the first couple hours. Yeah, we had a visitor.
You saw it?
The nether doesn't dry too. If it rains, it cannot go nether drying.
Yeah. So in the opening couple hours of our first of the test, we set down a few farm plots, and it started raining, and we had to water them. We still had to water the fields, but you didn't have to water the fields much.
Okay.
Of course, we didn't get a chance to do a second test of it because it didn't rain again.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Very hit or miss.
I added in your little weather is moisturizing whilst I was listening. So I added that in. Weather is moisturizing the farmland, yeah. And Flask and Earth, of course, it only does now 33%, which was the other thing. There was some other stuff. I think there was quite a bit of other small minor changes and whatnot.
Well, the birds were pretty less aggressive, and that was a big change because the birds you could actually walk next to the tree and not like got killed.
I feel like wasn't that also changed though technically from the last test? So wasn't that technically...
Yeah. To me, they were more docile. I was literally standing under a tree, and I was like, "Come on, attack me! I want to kill you, so I can chop down the tree." You know, like it was. Yeah, the difference was quite drastic. Before there was like you come close and they kill you, then they adjusted it a little bit, so they're like not so insta kill. But now it was a bit too. To me, they could attack me quicker. Let's say like that.
So they didn't. They weren't aggressive all the time. They were like only when they wanted to, basically.
To me, it seemed that they toned down the aggressive level like a lot. Well, it was so much I could chop down the tree, and the bird didn't even attack me.
Yep.
So I killed one of the two, and then I could just chop down the tree, and the bird just kept flying there a bit away. So that was a big difference between before.
Yeah. So it was okay. Well, I've added it anyways. So less aggressive birds. But yeah, the most of the rest of the stuff I feel like was, anyways, the majority was this main stuff. The rest was a bit, I guess, little minor stuff changes,
tweaks and stuff.
Tweaks and stuff. Yeah, we'll probably mention it anyways on this next section. So of course, the love and hate section that we wanted to go over, that I wanted to really go over, because there was unfortunately a lot of hate I feel like I had on that last test. I don't know, it was still fun, of course, but there was still a lot of just bad things that just overall just, I don't know, changed up from the previous test as well, from that one, which was very crazy. But of course, let's start off anyways with the good things. That first one that we spoke about just a second ago anyways was the homestead storage now. So we got homestead that has storage, which is really great. I don't know, what did you guys think of it? Did you guys use it up as well? I know we did as well. We used it. Used it a lot. Especially when you upgrade it, of course. When you upgrade it, that was the better.
That was so cool when you upgraded to give you like almost more storage in a way, where you could stack higher numbers. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was a nice addition.
It was good for food.
Storage makes sense that you can put stuff in there because you got such a big building. If it's no storage, it just doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely. Like it was the first tier 1 I think was I don't know if it was intended, but the tier 1 was you couldn't stack a lot of it. Like you couldn't stack over 30. You can only put one stack of the item, of any item that you have in there. And then afterwards, when you got to T2, you were able to stack up to like more than 30 and go higher than that. So I'm not sure if that was maybe intended, that once you upgrade it to T2, you get more storage, or technically the higher the storage and so on and so forth. Maybe it was. Who knows?
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I was actually it was much better than running all the way to the family hall and storing it there or something, you know. I mean, that's I guess family hall is like a backup in a sense, like if you lose stuff, or I don't know, maybe if you want to use it for
It's
defense
the
or
more
stuff like that.
storage.
Yeah, more storage. It really is. That's what family halls became now. That family halls became the extra storage. Let's add that in anyways. Family halls became extra storage. That was
Yeah, the family halls, they felt like a proxy before you put it into the main, you know, what was it called? The town
Yeah.
hall.
Yeah.
Which is nice because you can get everything close, and then it's like, oh, we need to actually go to war. Then we can put stuff so you don't have people like taking stuff.
Oh yeah,
They don't need to be taken.
I think the system works. They just need to make a way for the core to be accessible by like spawning for people to actually defend it. I mean, it has the whole proxy system working there, and I love it. But
yeah, it doesn't really feel like there's any point to defend the town hall because all your shit's not there.
Yep.
What about you guys? On IG side, what was it like? Did you lot use the family hall a lot?
Oh yeah. No, not really.
Not really.
I
Didn't
think
use the family hall.
I did.
what you said, the
like,
homestead. No, yeah, go ahead, Hippie.
well, like I used it as soon as the ancients came to attack, and I saw the dots on the map and the amounts. Or like basically, I saw if they come to us, we are with 3 people, so we're fucked. So what I did is I just took shit in a horse cart and then drove it up to the fort and put it in the other one. So I used it as a, oh shoot, there's a problem. I'm gonna put all the valuables in there because that's in the fortress.
Yep.
So, and then when it was safe, I just went back and took the things I needed and just put them back in the homestead. So that is for me the use. Like if it got too bad and there was a breach in this building, we had food, weapons, and everything we needed, like a part of the main storage.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it also the homesteads were immune at this last test, wasn't it, as well? We all forgot about that as well. I just realized that the homesteads were
Well,
immune from damage because I don't know, maybe they were trying to do a workaround with it or something like that. I'm not sure what they were trying to do with it, but I'm assuming it was some sort of changes maybe that might come next test to see, you know, how the homesteads worked this test, but since they were immune, and yeah, next test maybe they won't be immune, or maybe it might be the major test. You know, who knows?
I think there was a rumor because in the test first I moved it, then people said, "Ah, no, it cannot be destroyed." So I kept the limited amount we could in there, and then the last date somebody told me, "Ah, actually I saw ancients burning down one of these buildings, so it's not true." So I think it's I didn't see it firsthand, but that was what I basically picked up. First I thought it's safe, then somebody told me no, it's not because they just burned one down.
Did we
So
burn
I
one down?
don't.
I don't know. That's the thing.
No,
We
no,
tried
I
it, didn't
don't
we?
think
We tried throwing, I think, flasks, and I think maybe the ram did hit it once or twice on one of the homesteads, but I don't think it burned at all. Like there was no burning effect. So maybe the person was thinking of a different structure. Maybe he was thinking of like a family hall,
Yeah,
because
maybe.
family halls you can burn down. So yeah, maybe he was thinking that, or maybe he was thinking because when you think of homestead, you think of like the little houses, right? The little
Yeah,
places where you
maybe.
got the
Yeah.
houses. Maybe that's what he was thinking of. Who knows? We don't know. We tried it anyways as well last test. We couldn't burn it down. We were like, okay, well these are immune. They can't do anything to them. So we were like, all right, screw it. Well, let's just carry on attacking then. But yeah, what else did we have that was did you guys like from that last test? Which was really good. I've got a couple, but I want to see what you guys have before I add on my little 2 cents. Anyone? Go on. Freeze, you got anything positive from that last test? What was positive that you
No,
loved, that you enjoyed?
I don't see nothing. I see nothing.
You have nothing at all? No?
Yeah, I tried to
I
find.
like that you
Just
could. Oh, sorry.
No, go on, Steel.
I was just gonna say that they fixed the ally system between homesteads.
Yeah,
The ally system, or was it
Yeah,
fixed?
you could ally with others, but you had to have their homestead or someone from their homestead come to your homestead and click on the ally button.
I thought
And then
it was still fine, wasn't it? From last test, it was all through family halls, wasn't it?
No, you couldn't ally with each other. So that means that you couldn't use the gates. But as soon as you got allied, you could use the gates and go in and out.
Are you sure? Because we did it through the family halls from last test, or well, not last test, sorry, previous tests, 2 tests ago. That if you did the ally with the family hall with another family hall, it worked. But I think it did break if that person left the family hall, if the leader of that family hall left, or let's say the leader of the homestead left, then and joined like another homestead, then it I think breaks it or something like that, because then there's no leadership anymore, which is kind of silly. I feel like I'll add that in maybe on the bad one, but yeah, it did kind of work, but yeah, I get what you mean. So I'd say fix slightly then, because I feel like there are points there where it was still a bit broken, which I'll add on in a second. So yeah, anything else that you guys have for love side? Hippie, anything else as well? Maybe you got?
The animal harvesting was really cool. I like the little addition of mini games that they're adding. Because before it just like you kill something and the stuff would drop on the ground. So I like you have to actually do something now.
Yeah, I like that too.
It was pretty interesting, wasn't it? They had to now finally also use a knife for something instead, because like people crafted like tier 3 knives before, and it's like, what's the tier 3 knife for? Or something like the pointless.
We
right?
had a shrine.
Yeah, we had a
There's a
shrine.
shrine
It was
door.
it was the holy knife. We put it in on a box in a tower, and like, this is the holy knife. The magical tier 3 knife that for some reason someone crafted. It was funny though,
I
like
like the rain.
yeah. It's
Sorry.
sorry, yeah, you were
Our
saying
towns get very silly.
you said something there, Hippie.
I like the rain.
The rain, the weather changes.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
the weather was
the
good.
weather is nice. Weather changes were very cool. I liked it as
Happened
well.
more often.
That was a part of also. So rain now goes on the fields. So like we spoke, rain on the fields, which was really cool actually. That the fields actually take in the rain moisture in a sense, or like the rain itself, and
Yeah, you
it
still
makes
have to
the
water
farm.
though.
Yeah, you have to water them, but I guess it does it slowly, right? It was doing it slowly. It wasn't doing it like how do you say it? Where it poured down and it instantly became moist farm. You know what I mean? Like basically. So maybe it did it slowly, or maybe it just slowed down the amount of the water timer, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what it was doing. It at least from what we could tell in that short duration of rain that we had, it was, if it takes 5 minutes or whatever for one bucket to go through its whole cycle, it might be like 6 minutes then.
Yeah.
A little bit of a buff to the time, so you don't have to water so much.
Yeah, it's a really, I guess, good thing that they added in. It was kind of nice, because now I'm interested. What would it be like for when it's winter? You know what I mean? Like, will they add something where that maybe slows it down or makes it faster? Maybe in the summer it'll be faster or something, or autumn. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, in due time. My one point I have for it was merchants have no more weapons to sell, which I really liked.
True.
That was a good one.
That
Yeah,
was
because the
We'll
bows
get rid of
were
those eventually
the bows
anyway.
were harder to get.
yeah. That was actually really nice, positive point there, because I just didn't like that you could just get some coin, buy the bow, and then yeah, that was it, or buy the tier 1 axe or the tier 1 sword, or shields and armor and all that stuff. You could just spam silver,
Yeah.
right? You can spam the silver and then just get all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, you don't need to do no iron mining then, do you? You just, well, you have the crappy technically tiers for it.
It's
but
like a
still.
skip. Yeah, you like skip the flint. You just go straight to the end game stuff.
Yeah,
It
technically.
would have been as bad, especially since they just added bronze. But
Yeah, I feel like removing that is good. I wouldn't mind them adding maybe more how do you say it? Different types of resources in there, like raw resources into the trader would be nice. But just having I don't know, having tools provided is like, yeah, it's like you said, it's a skip. You're just skipping all this work to just get the stuff anyways for free, basically, because you get the silver quite easily nowadays. Like you could just sell a bunch of, I don't know, berries and seeds and whatever else everyone else is selling. But yeah, what do you guys think of it as well? What about you, you three, Freeze, Steel, and Hippie? What do you guys think of that?
I don't like the way they add these tools and weapon
In the merchants as well, yeah.
Yeah, because you can you can be rushed by read by other team like OG.
Oh yeah.
In the
Yeah.
first 2 hours of the test with a sword and this.
That's
I
true because you
think
can, yeah, like you said.
yeah, you can spam. And for me, the silver is too easy to have
Yeah,
today.
it is easy to acquire, which is well, it's not like easy, but at the same time, because you have to like harvest stuff to
Yeah.
then sell it, you know, to actually then get the stuff, which is not saying it's easy, but at the same time, it's not too difficult to get that
Yeah.
money very quickly. And then, of course, if you want that item, like the swords, like you said, sword and shields, just rush, you know, rush whoever it is at the start there with the swords and shields, and then you basically you've won the start of the first fight. So yeah, it is really really nice to get rid of that out of the way. What else? Anyone else got anything else that's good, positive? Any love out there? Any love from the comments? Maybe anyone else has any positive stuff there?
I guess I liked the bronze stuff. I like that there's another tier instead of just flint and then iron, but there were some definite issues with the bronze stuff, so
Yeah.
I'll save that for the hate section.
I
It was
think
the
they
first
said-
time, so
Yeah, it was the first time they brought it in. There's going to be problems with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a cool idea, and I liked how
it's
also
nice,
like it added more stuff on the ground to look at instead of just the base stuff.
true. It's nice little new addition to new items that are just added in basically to it altogether. So it's, you know, you got the instead of just, yeah, like you said, just flint and then iron. Now you've got flint, bronze, and iron. So it's like, oh, cool. Now it's like a teching system, isn't it? Like in stages of progression from going caveman to civilized human being. You know what I mean, kind of stuff. But yeah, that was I kind of liked as well that they added bronze, of course, but there's definitely a lot of necessary changes needed for that. So 100%. So before I also add in once again my first my little list of notes on the bad section or the hate section, what do you guys have that you did not like within that last test? What was the bane of your gameplay?
Bane.
The bane, yeah. What was you wanted to crush him, you know, like Batman's skull. Well, what was it? What did you guys have?
I would say bronze is too expensive to make. That it needed 3 of each. That was annoying.
Definitely the cost for bronze. What was it, 3 and 3? Wasn't it 3 to 3 ratio?
Yeah.
It was, which was a bit crazy. And I was like thinking to myself, that's kind of like incorrect as well if you look at it maybe a little bit on the science side as well, because it's usually you have a isn't it a 2-to-1 ratio of copper to tin as well, so it shouldn't be maybe 2 copper 1 tin, right, or something like that, which is
Yeah.
seems more
No,
reasonable as well
2
to it.
tin, 1 copper.
Is it 2 tin 1 copper? No, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 copper 1 tin.
I think
You
that's
sure?
the way.
I gotta
Yeah.
Google this now.
Do it.
I'm just gonna type in bronze ratio for.
Yeah, it's mostly copper.
Is it?
Yeah, it's mostly copper. 88% copper, 12% tin.
Okay.
Yeah. So Yeah, I guess 2-to-1 ratio. No, I guess you could say 2-to-1 ratio. No,
Okay.
we'll say roughly like that, so it's not too expensive. I hope the
It's
devs are
definitely
listening.
not equal.
Yeah,
for
definitely
sure.
not equal. It shouldn't be a free to free, especially because it's not easy anyways to gather a lot of the items. Like copper is everywhere. Tin, like you said as well. Who was it earlier said it that it's only found on wolf dens, right? So
Yeah.
that was a kind of bad as well thing that I feel like was definitely needed some sort of maybe adjustment to it. So we'll add that in as
I
well.
don't think it's. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a more challenge to gather
Yeah, true.
stuff.
More of a challenge, but is what I mean as in for the ratio challenges of the bronze to that is what I'm saying, that you have to then look for just wolf dens, which are not everywhere as well. So you only find them in like certain areas, and you can't always find then like the tin there. Sometimes it might not even spawn in. But yeah, like you won't find it everywhere, whilst copper is just scattered all over the place.
Well, for me, the silly thing, biggest thing was that while I was looking for everything to get the copper and the tin, I found enough iron to just make iron stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Everyone
It's
did
just
that.
like it's like completely point. When I read it the first time, I was like reading it, and I was like, okay, they're gonna nerf now the iron, or what the hell they're gonna do? Because I know where I can just go, pick up iron, and I have it. Like, why would I need a lesser weapon?
Yeah,
That
those.
was my
Yeah.
first thinking, and it was a nice little side thing, but to me completely useless. And then I'm really thinking, okay, what they're gonna figure out now to make the other thing like harder to get, so they force us again to use it.
So what you're
Like,
saying is
it looks
up
cool,
the
but
ratio of copper and tin whilst lowering down the fragments, iron fragments lower, right? That's what you're saying.
uh, yeah. Well, the thing, if they really want to force us to use it, that's what they're gonna have to do, and I'm not
Course.
sure how much I like that, because people normally, you had the Bronze Age, and when they found iron, they switched.
Yeah.
People didn't keep using bronze. There was no bronze iron. Like it's like as soon as they saw, okay, maybe they still use it because that's all they had. But I would not. It was a short transition period, and I don't know if how much this feels like. Is this now this transition period? Not really. It's after the Roman Empire. They say, So like, why would there still be bronze?
Well, yeah, it's I feel like it is something they are still working on, of course, but they do definitely have it's like a stages, like I said, from like caveman to civilization, right? So you start off with crappy tools. You're like, yes, me hunt animal with stick, me cut tree with
Stick and spear.
spick and spear. Yeah, exactly. You get
Yeah.
your wild man, and then afterwards you're like, oh, what is this shiny rock I make into bronze? And you then for like another century or two, you've got bronze. And then afterwards you
Yeah, but
find
that's
another
not the
rock, and then you're like,
story.
whoa, iron, it's stronger.
I agree, but that's not the story they're telling us. They say there was an empire that collapsed, and then the remnants are trying to hold on to this, and so this means this is not how you can play the game. Okay, you can start at small, but we're not transitioning to ages. There is a set time. They give us, the story of like, okay, now this is going on, and this is where we play, and so progression in ages doesn't make sense if you already define the age.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's maybe what they're trying to figure out also within their own lore of the game as well. So maybe it is maybe they're trying to change it up as well, where it might be that there was a previous time, back then, and then I don't know, a meteor hit Caligo, wiped everyone off,
Really hope not.
back to
I
the
really hope
Stone
not.
Age, Everyone starts again from nothing and be like, okay, let's start this off, stages by stages. It's kind of like in Foxhole as well. Like it was technically the same thing, right? They had where it starts off in stages, right? You don't just instantly start off with previously we had all these weapons and now ta-da, we've got everything, back to square one again from every start of every test or every war, you know what it is. So I don't know. I guess they're trying to do a story, but at the same time trying to make it where it's a teching system stage, of course, where you don't just progress from, you know, baby tools and weapons to then god tier. You know, they're trying to do something in between a little bit, so it's a nice little progression onwards. Yeah, so I feel like it's getting there, but they definitely need to work on it 100%. But yeah, what else have you guys got on that the last test, or even on specifically on the bronze and that stuff?
Homestead walls are still terrible.
Homestead walls still terrible. Yeah, I get. Well, yeah, you got the what's it called? What are they called again? They're not fence walls. What are they called?
Um,
I forgot what they're called. Oh no,
They're
my
not
mind.
palisades. I
Not
don't know.
palisades.
Makeshift.
No,
It's a
Little wood.
makeshift wall.
makeshift. There you go. Yeah,
Makeshift, yeah.
makeshift. Sorry, thank you, man. I was like, I need to turn you up as well because my audio seems a bit quieter than usual.
I think we spent like at least one of those days of the test was just spent people jumping into other people's homesteads.
Yeah, it
killing.
was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Just it's too easy to get over those walls.
Yeah. So
Oh, also the
parkour.
the natural spawns too. That was really annoying as well.
Yep, 100%. So I don't know if you guys knew about this. You know how JC, right? So he kept on spawning on world spawns. Basically, we had our town in the remnant world spawn kind of area, but of course, because we're not a remnant town, it doesn't block off the spawns. So technically speaking, anyone that's a remnant can spawn in still on those world spawns for some reason. I don't know. It just allows them still to spawn in. So basically, yeah, you could just be a nuisance, be annoying, be like, oh look, there's a red dot in the area. It's like, oh for fuck's sake, we know who it is. It's probably JC again doing it, running around, causing trouble. So yeah, enemies can spawn near town.
Yeah, and there's no cooldown either, so he would just die and then immediately respawn.
Yeah, that's also that was also another thing that I kind of hated. It was very silly how they don't have a cooldown timer, which is just like why not? Why is there no cooldown timer for dying? Like when you die often as well, it should be like, oh, your timer goes up like in Foxhole as well, where it goes up every now and then. Gets, how do you say it, more and more painful basically to spawn back in. But yeah, you guys got anything else? Anything else before I start adding in my full list of pain and suffering?
Well, I have one, and it's pretty it's to me pretty big because to me this test, I was playing, and after the third day, like feeling barely any people in the game, barely any towns on the map. Like most of our members lost interest because we can't build walls anymore. We can't build foundations. Like the whole spark of the game was like gone, and I was really sitting playing. And like, why I'm still playing? We build the walls. Our homestead is here, and now all I'm doing is like trying to get people out of the homestead. So that is now the game. No creativity. It felt sad. I was just driving with the horse on the road a bit, like driving around with the bandits, and I'm like,
yeah,
man, this feels sad. I used to look at the map. I saw this huge spam of towns, but it felt like, look how many people are here.
Yep.
And like to me, it's I like, if it's a different game now.
Yeah.
It was like I played the game for a year or almost, and now they changed things. Everybody's dripping out, and it's like, okay, that's it now, or what? Like, I really hope I don't know, it's their game, that they just change stuff, because otherwise people are like, it's sad. No, there were like 20 people online the last day or less. It was just
it was quite like from the last.
Yeah.
That's true. From the last two tests, the population dropped heavily. Like it was really like you said, it was barren basically. Almost like the test was barren. Like there was nothing happening.
sad.
It was sad.
Really sad.
There's like half of the map is not being used. as well. That's the other thing. Half of the map isn't
Oh,
being
well,
used. Like the left
it's
side of the
just
map is
yeah.
empty. There's no one there.
We had the same thing before between the second and the third major test.
Yeah.
And between these two major tests, we had a lot of little tests with few players. And a new player, just a majority of this guy just come for the major test.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think
Like
it's just a moment when people are not here. I'm not sure many people just left because of new settlement system.
it's
Also,
it's definitely the new homestead system that has changed. Also the new town hall technically system, because you need now a minimum of 10 people, right? Like there's a
yeah,
lot of people out there that don't have, I don't know, let's say 10
The big one
friends,
now.
or you know what I mean, like they might have 6 friends or something, or 5 friends, you know, but it's like, oh crap, I need to find 5 more people to join with me. It's like, okay,
yeah, but
you know.
with I think they can try something with the homestead system,
Yep.
like well, but I think people can make villages, little homestead family around the world, not close to town. I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be good.
I get what you mean. So like instead of making a town center, let's say uh instead of a town center, you have a village of like 5 6 people that can only live there, or something like that.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
little to
But
know.
it's so boring.
No, but
Like
that's what I'm saying.
this.
It's still like a mini town. Do you understand? You've got like core
Yeah.
towns where you got the big clans and the big people. They can make big towns, right? But then you've got these like small little villages popped up everywhere, just like all over the place. Instead of homesteads, because like I guess you could say the homestead is the village, but I don't know.
Yeah, it is so.
It
But for
is
me, it's
and it isn't. But I
for
don't know.
me the
It's
thing is like this is a game that is like when I looked at it, the main attraction to me was, oh, I can build stuff. Oh,
Yep.
and it's medieval. Oh, it's with swords. Oh, we can play with, it's like an Age of Empires vibe. Oh, cool. Let's play it. And I think most people are like that. There is maybe a very niche, like people just want to build, and they at least want to have the idea of building. But if
definitely.
you already don't have the, it's maybe far to actually build. You need to do a lot, but at least there is opportunity to do it. If you take away the carrot hanging in front, and there's like, even if I grind all this, I cannot even build.
Yeah.
Like, because for me that was it. No, I play with the IG, and I like help or cook for 3 days. There's a lot of stuff like gathered. There's a whole production line. Then people get bored, log off. But I still can build a fortress or a tower if I like. There's still the infrastructure
church.
to do it. I still can, if I want to, use tools, go somewhere else, build a tower somewhere else. But taking away this whole possibility is a big like incentive, the incentive of like what I can actually, even you only got 3 friends, but if you maybe build a nice town, you can maybe attract more people, and actually, but you can do it. Like, if you wanted to, you could alone go and build something. You didn't need anybody. It was but then you get wiped anyway, so their idea of like, yeah, we want to push people in bigger towns, I get it. But if you build alone, like I build once 3 days something, ancients come, and I'm like literally totally submissive to please don't burn it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's literally your state, no? So in the game, like, okay, I need to be allied to people, I need to have friends, no?
Yep.
So you like all these randoms, like before they made the changes, all these randoms when they heard, oh, we get attacked, they still spawned and helped. They still came to the big battles.
They did.
And
They
then
did. Yeah.
afterwards, so now all these people are not here anymore. And now the horn goes and there's like 10 people. And
Yeah.
the
True.
attack is 7 people.
Well,
Like,
technically, it's 10 people coming from the same town, anyways, because there's not many towns, right? So it's like the horn
I don't
blows off, and it's like, oh, everyone from this one only town, since there's only one town, come over. There's no real redeployment anymore, like at all. I agree with that. Like, it needs to be, like you said, the smaller little villages or something like that, because the creativity is gone. Like, we used to build fort castles. We used to build, Colosseums. We used to build churches, cathedrals, flipping. The French build a cathedral every other test, I remember. And I was like, wow, this is great. Even though it lags the game, amazing. Create more lag, but make it beautiful, though. You know what I mean? Like, it was,
FPS, yeah.
FPS Job City, like, why not? It's cool, but at the same time, it definitely, they need to expand something. I feel like, do you know what it is? It's definitely the settlement core. The settlement core thing needs an expansion.
No,
It
I
really
think
does.
it's not. They can't make it. Just make an homestead inside the settlement core and
Yeah.
the main homestead for people who are the leader of the town, and they can make their things, and people can make family homestead around just at this.
Well, I feel like if the settlement core though expands, if the settlement core expands more than it usually is, because so we had quite a lot of people, right, in our settlement, and it was the core didn't expand even across one homestead at all. It's meant to, right? Like that's what they've been talking about. They've been saying, oh yeah, well, these settlement cores are meant to expand over the homestead. So when you build the homestead right next to it, it should expand and engulf it. We did the first homestead, which was one of our first ones that we placed down before anything else. We wanted to make sure one homestead was encircled by the core, but it never did because it never grew outwards. And like at one point, I don't know if people left the game or people just never rejoined back, but the settlement core actually shrunk. And I think it might be relating to the homestead system a little bit broken. So I think that's what I was going to also write down, that the homestead system is still broken and creates the settlement core to shrink because you have to like keep refreshing it every time you log back in. Because if you don't, then you don't you can't do anything basically. Like you can't do anything in your homestead or in allied homesteads that if you're allied with. So yeah, like I definitely think it's definitely like if the core expands maybe much more with the population that we had previously, I feel like it would be great because right now the population isn't huge. We don't have a lot of pop. There's less people playing now because they can't build their own town. They can't do their own thing. They don't want to be, forced into little places where they don't know what's happening 90% of the time because everyone is teched 2 tiers ahead or something like that. So yeah, like I don't know. It just definitely needs something relating to how do you say it? The just improvements of homesteads and allowing other people to have more fun on their own, maybe in their little villages or something like that.
But the main thing for me is if they would like communicate and say, look, our servers can't handle that, everybody their own town, I could get it. But if the servers could handle that, like, why wouldn't you let just people do what they want? Like, why would you want to the game is like, I love playing it, it was working good, like we had some issues, but like the last PvP test where Iron Bridge got like wiped basically.
Yep.
Like that's a while ago, but still things were basically the same as they were now, except not forcing us in towns. And there was like a 2-hour battle to get in, like I don't know how many players, but that was a lot, so that was without forcing us in big towns. We had multiple big towns, people helped each other, there were big battles. Then they do a change that is supposed to make bigger battles, and nobody's playing. So I don't know, like if maybe they went in this direction and now they want to double down, but I hope in some way they just say, okay, eliminate this. Let's just work on the like making the game like more interesting, like more weapons and more. But yeah, maybe it's wishful thinking, but
It's good
the big
thinking
test,
though.
we'll
I
see.
feel like it's good thinking because it has looked, like you said, it looks more. I don't know. I feel like it looks more boring because then I can't even explore other people's homes. I've been to I remember on previous tests when we were able to build towns everywhere. I went on sometimes on the last few days when it was like there was nothing much to do. Like maybe there was a little bit of combat or something, but I still went around to other people's towns and stuff and be like, oh, what have they built? So, oh, this is a cool fort. This is really nice. Like I kind of like the idea. Like I've seen people
Mhm.
try out designs and stuff, like maybe test it out themselves, even though it took them a whole 3 days of the test, whatever, just to build 90% of it, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't have any more time, end of the test, whatever. But still, it would look cool. Like, even if it was 90% done, it still looked interesting. It was like, this is cool. Like, now I can't see this anymore because you have
I
to
think
like build separately
we,
from your
we
homestead and the town hall.
to see what happened, we need to wait the major test.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
with more people with this system, and we will see if it's a big problem or not. In my opinion, this system of new system of homestead don't. It's not the system who just we are not just like 10 people per test. It's not the system. It's all the game or all the things around. People don't try the game and they so it's not finished. So they stop playing. I mean, a lot of my guys just don't want to come before PvP things, new PvP things, or new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt like that as well
True.
last test. I don't know. I don't know. The interest dropped slightly, even though I was still interested because of the bronze. But the bronze was very quick. We went through it very quickly, and we like realized, oh, bronze
right.
is not that special. It's really just a slight up tier from what's it called? How do you say it? From Flint. It's not crazy basically up tier. It's not like Flint is T1 and bronze is T2. We thought bronze would be T2. That would be great, right? Like, you unlock bronze on T2 when you get your tier 2 town hall. You unlock bronze there, and then bronze actually has maybe much more durability, at least. The main thing is durability. The damage stats that it has, I think, is nice already, but I feel like the durability maybe needs some sort of improvement. I don't know how they can improve it on the durability.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, hammer the bloody thing in the stone on that stone anvil like 10 times before it becomes a tier 3 bronze sword or bronze axe or whatever it is. Like, change the tiers or something, because it's not crazy. The bronze is just, it's meh. That's all I'm saying. It's like meh. It was like, it looked nice, it looked cool, okay, but
Yeah,
I could get iron really quickly now then anyways. Like, I can still.
I think it's a combination of it being expensive to make and
That
also
too,
just
yeah.
not being worth it. It's just a combination. Because
Yeah,
if it broke, but it was really easy to make, I think it would be fine. But
true. Like, I feel like the durability needs an improvement, and possibly the functionality of it to it. I don't know, like maybe make it a little bit better. Like, do it in between the flint range and the iron range, sorry, and have a mid statistics between the two that makes it more valuable, basically. Because right now it's, yeah, like you said, it was cost wise not worth it. Durability wise, I'd rather just use a flint at that point, even though it'll take me maybe a couple extra hits to whack it with a flint, right? The only improvement was what we were able to make swords early, which was nice because we used it on the first. Was it first day or yeah, it was the first day, wasn't it? First day raiding. We done a raid on the IL base. I don't know who else lived there. I think some randoms. But yeah, the IL town got attacked. We took it out, and it was nice and early. But yeah, like, it's cool, but I don't know. Maybe needs some sort of improvements to make it much more interesting than it usually is. But yeah. So, anyways, carrying on from what other stuff that I have, I'm gonna quickly probably go through most of these nice and quick. I've got a whole list here that I want to talk about. So we already talked about the shrinking towns, which is kind of a really, I don't know, I feel like the shrinking of the town is just kind of silly. I don't know whether if that was, like I said, through homesteads need refreshing to just they're not working, or it's not calculating the amount of population that you still have or had in your town, which was very weird because at one point we built out a wall and then we found out we can't extend that wall anymore because the town shrunk, and I could not basically place the outer wall anymore because it wasn't in line. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna leave it like that, and that was it. So I feel like that's a problem. There was the error code 3. I don't know if do you guys know the error code 3 problem?
No.
Error
So
code
that
3.
one
So
to-
error code 3 is my bane for every test. Oh my god, I hate this. This problem still exists from basically logging off incorrectly or something like that. I don't know if it's their log off system doesn't log you out properly, or when you close the game, like I don't know if it's through the what's it called, Alt Tab close or Alt F4. I don't know which one. I don't know which one it was. One of the two, basically. I think it might have been just from logging out normally. It then afterward doesn't log you out properly, and you can't log in to that same location. You have to spawn in another town and then redeploy, which was really annoying for me. And that's happened almost every test now for the past 3-4 tests. I think I've had this problem. I don't know what's going on. I definitely think it's not my game. I've like verified it so many times. I've uninstalled it, reinstalled it, wiped everything from the beginning to do it, all that, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely not. It's something got to do with their logging in system, and I think that I did. I think one of the devs helped me out one point or they did a reset. I think at one point, and it logged me back in finally, perfectly. But yeah. Anyways, carrying on. We got tanning racks. What do you guys think of that? Do you guys enjoy the new tanning racks? I feel like it was expensive still.
Yeah, it costs a lot.
Like
Yeah.
still expensive to craft. Since now we have less space to make the what's it called, the pelts, right? So like you have less space to
But
craft pelts, but like the cost of the tanning rack should be cheap anyways, right? It's flipping twigs and what else? What twigs and fiber, right?
Ring.
I don't
Ring,
know.
yeah.
I don't know why it cost. Wasn't it also bone? I think it was.
yeah, it's bone.
I don't know
2
why
of them.
bone is there. I'm like thinking, why is bone there? Like you see the way it's crafted, right? It is literally twigs in a square and maybe some fiber wrapping around the corners to hold on to it. I'm like thinking, why do I need bones? Where's the bones coming in?
I think
Where-
the bones maybe to make holes into the pelt to hold it with the
Maybe.
fiber.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Let's make
I
it
don't
cheaper though. Let's make it cheaper anyways, because it's
Yeah,
expensive.
and you can't like continuously do anything with it. You have to put it one at a time. That's really
Yeah.
annoying.
Like
If it was expensive and you could put like a queue up, that'd be fine. But
yeah. Now you got to put 10 of those down to then like craft 10 to have 10 pelts cooking at the same time, and you don't have the space for it in a homestead. You don't have the space anymore like you used to. So it's like it's you're shrunk down, and now you're giving things to craft more of the same item. So it's like, okay, well, thanks for the pain, devs.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. They're pushing us to make a homestead with, like, if you have a big town, then
Yeah.
you need one homestead doing pelts. You need one
We-
but then who the hell wants to spend their whole game experience
I don't
being
know.
a pelt
You are
guy?
not. You're not. I think it's a good way. We need to try this one time, but just make all the homestead family. One homestead for hunting, one homestead for mine, one homestead for wood, and we make an alliance with all these homestead, and you can do whatever you want.
The thing is, they need to fix those alliances though, because you can access, I
Yeah,
believe, everything from other alliances, but you can't. I think you can't craft stuff within the alliance
can't
other
craft?
buildings. I think it was, or I know you can't build. 100% you can't build.
Yeah, you can't build.
You can't build in
can
allied structures, which is weird because I'm like,
doesn't make any sense.
do you know why? Because it says when you try to build, it says cannot build because you are not allied to this homestead. I'm like, excuse me, I am allied to this homestead. Why can't I build in this homestead? It makes no sense. Like, they have the system there. It says, it gives me the warning system saying you have to be allied. And it's like, I am allied. Let me build. What the hell, devs? Like, just let me do it. So that's another problem. I feel like they need to fix 100%. So like
It will be fixed.
to ally, no, not able to build in allied homesteads. So like they definitely need to fix that. That's definitely I think crafting as well was maybe part of it as well. I don't remember. I might be wrong on that one, but I do remember something I think relating to the crafting benches. I'm not sure if it was like that. But yeah, I had
I can see Necron is on the other channel. Maybe pull him in here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll do that now. Hi Necron. How's it going?
I will be right back.
Nice. Good.
Mm,
All right.
I'm a bit late.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all good. So anyways, carrying on. So we had barrack cots. I had so barrack cots useless. I still think they're useless right now. What do you guys think? Do you think
They
they're
are
useless? They're useless. They are absolutely pointless because
The continuing spawn issue.
Don't spawn on
of
them.
the core.
What is the point?
yeah, you don't spawn on them. I think when you're because like technically speaking, barrack cots are
Should.
to spawn on the fort of the town hall, correct? But the thing is, you're not protecting your town hall. You want to protect your homesteads because that's where all your stuff is, right? So, what is the point of barrack cots when you're trying to protect your homestead before you protect the town hall? And also, I feel like barrack cots maybe should be a backup spawn. Do you understand? I feel like they should be not your so your main spawn is still your homestead spawn, but the barrack cots should be a backup once you have lost your beds in your main homestead. Let's say your homestead is, destroyed and everything, your beds are gone, you can't spawn there, but you still can spawn. Do you know where you can spawn? On the barrack cots. It shouldn't be the other way around where once you start getting attacked, you only spawn on your barrack cots. It should be the other way around where you can it's your backup. Like it's a spare bed in case you lose your main spawn, right? That's what I feel like
You
it
can
should
just
be.
choose 2 beds.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I agree.
and the cost of that thing ridiculous as well. Still, also cost of that. Oh my god, like it's crazy. I think it was what 5 planks, and like a bunch. I think the 5 planks is the main expensive thing for the bed. I was like, wow, why is 5 planks for this bed when it's not even used at all? It's really silly.
It cost a lot since the beginning. Before it was 20 planks for this bed, I remember.
Oh yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a bit, but that was a different era. That was a different stage when
Of course.
we were able
I
to
mean-
put forts inside our own towns and everything like that.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Right now, we're allowed to
So
spawn
nice.
on our
The good old
homestead, and you
times.
can spawn
Yeah.
on the tent. They really need to just make a third spawn option. Just make it similar to the camps and your homestead
Oh.
spawn. Just allow you to spawn on the core.
do something like Foxhole. Just have multiple
Spawn on town hall.
spawn. Yeah, you choose just spawn on your homestead. Choose spawn on the camp. You can pledge on
Yeah.
3 things and something like that.
3 spawns.
I
That's
feel
all
like
we need.
World Spawn as well should have that thing where World Spawn, you should be able to spawn on friendly town halls, right? Like I don't get it why a World Spawn when you just started the game. Let's say there's 3-4 towns in the area, but you cannot spawn in any of those
Yes.
town areas. You have to spawn on a wild spawn to then run to that to that town hall. I'm like thinking, why? Like what the hell? Just let me spawn on the town hall and then I can, I don't know, run around somewhere else. Like if there are, I don't know if it's maybe relating to tents, but I guess tents would be a nice idea where you have to at least have T2 to do that. Maybe it makes more sense, but I don't know. At the same time, it should still allow you like just one time, maybe a world spawn, go for that, and then if you're redeployment, then maybe it costs the supplies using the tents and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe they need to fix something as well along those lines. Yeah, so what else I've got still more other things. I've got Homestead you got to refresh every time you relog in. So we spoke about this. Homestead's refreshing, which was bad. because you can't do anything if you don't refresh your homestead by opening up the homestead. You were not able to access anything in your structure for some reason. I also had cannot still use interior walls inside the homestead areas. What do you guys think of that? Like using interior walls in your homesteads. Remember how people had like interior doors in what's it called?
I just miss everything about building.
Yeah,
like, it's just
that's what
sad.
I'm saying. I miss that as well. I miss having a door that I can open and close. I can't open
Yeah.
and close a door inside my own modular house. That's what I was thinking of. Modular houses. Remember, people
I
had
think that was
doors
an
there.
attack on us.
Yeah, it
That
was. It
just
really
them.
was.
That was because we had a 2-story kitchen with doors and all the food up top above
Yeah.
where we had all the ovens, and it was just. I think that was why they removed everything.
Yeah,
I feel like it at least.
Don't know if this was before the homestead changes, before homesteads. I mean, and the settlement core changes. But every time we did on our tests, we made our bed spawns and our kitchen the fort, basically. We had a fortress around the modular house itself, and basically, because barrack cots are useless, we made the beds, our main beds, the importance of basically of using it within the actual the fort area in a sense. So yeah, we had like a fort wall around the actual beds and everything, and yeah, it was really cool. So it was like it was really extra fortified bedroom.
The spawns were protected. The
Yes.
armory was right above where the beds were, and then we
Yeah.
had another section for the kitchen.
Literally, that's exactly what it was, and like it was great. And of course, I feel like maybe they saw what the hell we were doing every time. They were thinking, all right, we've had enough of these guys, not going
But
by
this is
the
what I
rules.
don't get.
Yeah,
Why are there rules?
don't
Like,
know.
why don't you let us do our thing? That makes the game fun. Like, stop taking the fun out, please. Like,
It's because they're trying
like-
to make other stuff that they have in the game useful, because like for example
you
the
have to bring it
knives.
in.
Yeah, like the knives, they weren't useful at all for how many tests. No one used knives
Yeah,
at all. We
people
used it
didn't
for
use it,
early
but
day raiding.
yeah, but they were useful. Yeah, they were useful. Like, that's the thing. People are less going into tactics. Like, I got attacked by a guy with. So I was with a bow on a raid.
Yep.
And I suddenly see a guy with a sword coming to me, and I'm like, okay, let's just try to get a few arrows in. I was like focused on him, but what I didn't see, a guy with a knife, naked guy, but he had a knife, just came suddenly, run to me, and I was like, oh shit, I'm in combat mode, and he sprinted to me, knifed me, and I couldn't. Yeah, boof, I was bleeding, and then the sword guy just walked up me, killed me. I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
So
But
if you have a sword, like a two team with a sword,
yeah,
it's very, very helpful. You
Yeah.
can do a lot of damage. You just need to.
that is true. The knife
practice.
is helpful, but at the same time, it was very useless as well. At the same time, like no one crafted tier 3 iron knives. That, like I said, we made
I did.
shrines. We made shrines out of that weapon when someone accidentally crafted it, or if we captured it from the enemy, we were like, "Oh my god, someone from this enemy camp, crafted a iron knife. Let's praise this iron knife now forever. Let's put it in like."
Or maybe like in some games, I mean, right now you can pull a sword pretty fast. Like in some games, they have it that you can pull the knife pretty fast.
Yeah,
And in real life, it was also the case. So they could maybe do
It's
that.
what I'm saying. They're trying to make everything useful. So like the barrack cots, it's always been useless because we were able to put our beds around a fortified fort, and now we can't do that. We can only put our beds within a stupid homestead, which has got the basic makeshift walls. So you have to make a barrack cot and a fort over in your town hall area. So now the barrack cots have a use, kind of, but it's not used as a backup bed. Like I said, it's used as a primary bed if you start getting attacked, which is silly because they will all go for the homestead first, then the actual town hall. So
do you spawn next to the bed or also kind of in the sky on those barracots?
I think
in the
it's
sky.
in the sky as well. It's the same
Oh.
spawning method as well. It's like the tents as well. You spawn in the sky of the tents. So yeah.
They
Anyways,
used to work, but they changed it for some reason. I remember in like months ago, like 6 months ago, we actually used it, and it was handy. When you got attacked, you spawn there. We just made a weapon rack there. You get stuff, you go out. But then for some reason, like every time I built a tower in the last 3 months, anytime I tried to spawn in the bed, I just fell next to the tower outside. Like that's
yeah,
what I
the
don't like. I
the
like
spawning
the
system
idea.
is funny. Yeah.
You just need to spawn in front of it, and then I like to make them. Yeah, I just like it to to build them.
Yeah.
But now I can't.
But
Sad.
now they're a bit, like I said, they're useless in it. So
Mm.
okay, I'm gonna go through a couple of these small ones that I had as well. So I had RAM repair. The radius needs to be smaller, as in like so basically when you repair the RAM, if there was enemies nearby, but as in like really far away, they weren't even close. A lot of these enemies were like kind of further away. I feel like the radius of that detection needs to be lower. I don't know by how much it is anyways right now on default, but you basically you have to pull it out so far away from the enemy to then repair it, to then push it all the way back up to them again. It's like really ridiculous. It's like why can't I not repair this when enemies are nearby? Like it makes no sense anyways. Like this is a kind of a weapon that needs instant reaction time, right? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it
but
needs
if
quick.
if we can repair this next to the enemy, we can just put 3 people behind and repair it constantly.
Well,
and
yeah,
just,
I know that, but I mean, I'm more like thinking lower the radius for it. I understand
yeah.
having it, but the radius needs to be
Alright,
slightly
it's bigger.
lower. Not because it's really big. Like it was crazy. We had to make sure everyone was cleared out from the area. It was like almost a homestead
yeah, okay.
size. We had to like be away from it, like a homestead away from everyone to start repairing. I was like, what the hell's going on? So it was really annoying. The other thing as well on attacking is ladders still can't be placed on the town.
Homestead.
What was it the homestead? Sorry.
Homestead.
So it was like it was just really annoying. You just can't ladder into enemies anymore at all. Still, you gotta be allied with the homestead, with your enemy's homestead to place the ladder.
Yeah, and we can destroy the ladder too quickly, I think, too. Because just one guy, Jay, just drop and give just a free punch on the ladder and it destroys.
With a dagger, right?
Yeah.
Some guy just suicide runs to it, like, what the? A dagger? What?
Yeah,
it's too.
that's what I mean. Ladders, I don't know. Ladders just need a buff. Buff ladders,
Yeah.
please,
Dagger is
devs.
useful.
Make
Daggers are
ladders
very
great
strong.
again.
When were they great?
instead of yeah, they were great. They were good, man.
I will ladder.
It's just they were always weak, though. That's the thing. That's so true, though. They were always weak unless you had the numbers to protect the ladder.
Yeah.
And
For
you
the effort that you need to bring them and how slow you are, they should really buff them, yeah. You have 2 people that bring that thing over, come on.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. It's like it's good things and bad things, but it makes no sense that a small knife can just whack it. Was it 3-4 times or something, and it's dead? It's like, okay, well, that's great.
I think.
And when you push them down, sorry man, is there like a cooldown how fast you can put them back onto the wall again?
So the way it works with the placement is so you walk up, so you can't even run with them as well. I feel like they need to allow you to run with them, which is just really necessary. I feel like running with ladders is just definitely a thing, needs to be a thing. But anyways, the way you play, so you place it down. Once it's down on the ground, of course, one person clicks on like the button that says to place down ladder. Once you place it down, it becomes a structure, of course. So that means it can't be destroyed with a sword. It has to be destroyed with a flask or something else.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it literally becomes a structure. Yeah, it does. You can't kill it with a sword.
You can destroy it with a sword. I said
Are you
Like
sure? Are you sure someone just didn't
last,
dismantle it? Because you can dismantle it as well, and it will destroy itself from that. So like if the enemy dismantles it, it does take damage. If you dismantle it, it doesn't take damage. I think if I recall, that's how that worked. But yeah, it's very very strange how the method of how ladders work. But yeah, it's definitely needs some reworking of some kind on there. I'm not sure what they'll do to it, but I hope health buff at least is the main thing, and allow us to run with it. Come on, guys, we want to run with the
Also,
ladders.
people blocking you as well, just like one person at the top of the ladder. That's
Yeah,
fucking annoying.
It's press the
True.
button, press Q to get up the
Do you know
button,
what, I'm
or
gonna
get on,
write
press
this.
Q to get off.
Yeah,
Well, that, but
press
not only like
Q.
an enemy could just stand at the mouth of it, and then you can't unmount.
And when you say press Q for French with a keyboard, it's not a French keyboard. It's A to to go out. So when you say that to a French, you just press Q and it did nothing.
It's every test too.
Yeah, it should have a prompt, or it should have a prompt or something.
Yeah, it does need some sort of prompt or something to say, like, press this to dismount. I don't know, something. Ladders need help.
I don't know, the blocking of the ladder kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like it's just basically telling you get more ladders. That's all I'm thinking in my head. That's all I think in my head. I don't know why sometimes I've seen some pushes where it's just like one ladder. I'm like, what are you gonna do with one ladder? Like you're gonna get blocked at the top. You can't do nothing with one ladder. You need 3 groups or 4 groups technically, 2 ladders in 2 sections or all 4 sections of random areas, and push it, and then just squish them in the middle. That's all it needs to be done. Like I don't understand why ladders only go out one at a time. So it's, yeah. All right. Carrying on. Anyways, just talking too much on ladders. Flask Nerf was a.
They will probably then like, oh yeah, we heard you, and then build ladders out of iron or something, and not fixed any problems. Like, no.
Yeah, there's gonna be bronze ladders, iron ladders, flipping titanium ladders. We're gonna have all the ladders now, guys.
It's gonna turn into Helm's Deep.
It's gonna be give me the what's it called, that fort pushing fort tower that you push on Gondor.
Siege towers.
The siege towers. There you go. All right,
upgrade it with stone.
Flask nerf. I don't know if you guys felt the flask nerf much from the test, but I feel like there was definitely a difference.
Or no battles, huh?
Of course, yeah.
We
There was
don't produce
one
as
medal.
much. So.
It's
Definitely felt it on the beacons.
Yeah, on the beacons. Yeah, you could definitely feel it on the beacons because the beacons still painful to destroy. I don't know why they have not made that like easier to destroy, because it's so easy to build. You just have to have like a couple hundred silver on you. You can run to a merchant, buy some planks, place a beacon, grab some fiber in the wilderness, and that's it. You got your beacon up, and that's it.
That might be just a test problem, because don't they want to get rid of the merchants eventually?
Maybe later on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but 2 planks still it's so cheap.
Yeah,
2
it's
planks
still cheap.
though.
Yeah, it's still cheap for the beacons and expensive to destroy. So I hope they change that, because it's just not as fun to just destroy them. But it's funny though, you can destroy them if they're placed in your own town hall radius, which is actually hilarious. You can just demolish them. If an enemy places a beacon in your town hall radius, all you have to do is go up to it, click demolish, and it's gone. It's funny. I was like, okay, that's great. But yeah, the flask nerf, I think it's maybe for a reason to not do more raids. I think that's probably what it is, where they might buff it back to its original state when it becomes the major test. So I hope it is something relating to that, because hitting structures now, even I feel like hitting a fort wall is going to be 10 times more painful. Even like hitting makeshift walls was painful with that. That's why we ended up just using the ram. We were like, screw it, we're using the ram now. We're not using the flask anymore. We're using just the ram. No point.
We were just not enough, but if we bring like in the third major test, you bring 100 people with flask, and you can do the same things with the flags. With the flask.
Well, that's if
It's
you've got
enough,
enough
but,
flasks.
yeah.
That's because also think about how many walls. Like, we didn't take down any fort walls. We only took down the other walls, right? And they were the makeshift ones, and they were a lot of them were tier 3, and it was still expensive to take it down. Like, we ended up using quite a lot of flasks just to take down some makeshift walls. And like, now imagine a tier 2 or tier 3 fort wall. Like, holy shit, you're gonna be there for ages before you even break it down completely. So yeah, I hope they
In my
change the
opinion,
flask
flask
nerf.
should not be able to break down stone walls, to be honest. Wood, yes. Buildings, yes. Access, yes. But a
Well, it's
stone
meant to be an
wall,
explosive, right?
like, but
Kind of.
even still, like, if you
Yeah,
have
but
like,
so horrible.
watch a castle wall, if you throw a Molotov on this, it's just gonna bounce off and that's it, you know? It's just poof, explosion, that's it. The
Yeah.
wall's not gonna burn, it's stone. It
Yeah,
doesn't care about,
It's the
like,
idea of damage, though. That's all it is. Because it doesn't burn. The tier 3s never burn. They just take damage. So yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah, just needs more
picture yourself
siege
throwing-
weapons.
Yeah, like, I don't know how fire can damage like a big stone wall. Like,
It's explosive. Like I said, it does. You know, like if you throw something that creates a boom, it then like, you know, does structural damage to that item.
It's more
ignition of a liquid is not an explosion.
The torches
know?
are the weirdest thing you should be talking about. That destroying flipping stone
Yeah,
structures.
both of them. Both of them doesn't make sense. Like,
It's fine
because it's only
part of the
oil.
game.
Like,
I don't think it's a good idea for the game, this flask. I think it's the future with the PvP phase.
It'll change.
Next phase.
Yeah.
It can help, but flask it's so like Mammon in Foxhole, and just spam HE in Foxhole. It's spam. It's awful, I think, for the game.
And the mechanic is there that there's like burning, and then you bring water to take it down the fire again. Like, they could improve more, like with that whole balance of burning damage making more damage over time or something, right?
Yeah, I would like if you just need fire to get into stuff. So the use of fire or wooden walls, you know, a wooden wall or a building. If you just want to break it down or get in, you can use fire. But otherwise, you need siege equipment to get through stone. That's my opinion, at least. Like,
all right,
in the future,
let's go past flasks. We'll talk about more of the opinions in a second later on. But quickly, I wanted to put the maybe last hate or last two, maybe. I don't know if I have more than one or two. But yeah, friendly camps. I still hate them. You know why? When you place, let's say I place down the camp and all of you guys are with me on the camp. None of you lot can build. Only me. I'm the one that can only build because for some reason this new homestead system has created it that no one can build except the camp leader, which has placed down the camp. So basically that guy becomes the guard dog once again for that camp and has to sit there all the time defending it and cannot do anything, whilst others, like let's say the walls get destroyed, no one else can place it down to fix it if I go offline. So I hope they fix that. Please fix it, devs. This is actually painful because we can't do anything whenever like an enemy attacks one of our camps that we're trying to use. We can't fix it because only the person who placed down the camp can fix it. So they have to sit there 24/7 to keep an eye on it. So yeah, I 100% need a change in that because that's just painful as well.
Heaven forbids they log off.
Yeah, heaven forbids they log off. You know, I logged off and I come back to that camp and I was like, oh yeah, the walls are broken, the flipping thing's on fire. Could you fix all of these walls? I'm like, okay, I'm coming. like fine. Palisades as well, just like are kind of pointless. I feel like because you can just like skim through a lot of the gaps there, but I don't know. Not palisades. The spike walls I feel like are a bit crappy. I feel like the gaps need to be a bit smaller so they're touching each other more because of the I don't know, just the hitbox. I guess it's
I feel like this should work more like the walls where you make like a length of them.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, like a barbed wire kind of effect where it's just like connected to each other. And I think I had So if you crash from the game, let's say you're on another region and there's no camps in this region that are yours, and you've just been, I don't know, let's say you've been partisaning or plundering or raiding like little mini homesteads or whatever, and you're like, oh look, I got all this loot, and then you're like, I'm gonna run back to home. I'm running back home, I disconnect, but look, I can't reconnect back to that same spot anymore. So, you know, I've lost everything that I just plundered, which is really annoying. So like when you crash or disconnect from the game, and there's no, how do you say it? There's no camps in that region. You just can't get all your loot back. Basically, you can't respawn in that region to just redeploy your character, which is probably asleep or something, or I don't know if it turns into a sleeper. It usually does, doesn't it, when you crash? So yeah.
But it's only after, I think, 5 minutes you don't have your inventory anymore, right? After relogging.
Well, yeah, but I instantly relogged back in and I couldn't get in because there was no camps. There's no spawn point, right? So if there's no spawn point, I can't get back in the region at all, which is ridiculous. So it's like it's a bit silly. There needs to be something where it allows you at least to spawn you back into your last spawn, maybe. You know, like.
It's anyways kind of strange, right? When you deploy on a place and then you help, and you loot stuff, then it's for the people in that region, but not you far away, right? I wish you could get like some kind of silver payment from, you know, whoever you're helping.
Basically, yeah. All right.
I mean, the economy in general right now is kind of crap.
Let's quickly go through this one as well. I want to go through this one real quick because I want to get to at least Drunken Truths and get your opinions and stuff. So, bronze. What do you guys think of bronze? Of course, we have our first, points that we didn't like as well. The cost ratio, which was just painful. I feel like is the main thing. I wanted to just go through this real quick since we did talk about this. I feel like also it's a nice thing. It's nice to have, but it does need to be T2 and not T1, because I don't know, having this as a T1 weapon / tool is, it kind of just like makes a gap then again on T2. T2 then has just like nothing. It has no value of anything except iron. At that point, you're like, all right, we just want iron.
It's easier to get
yeah.
iron right now. I think Brandoid wrote something really good in feedback. I read about that, and they explained it pretty good. Oh man, I need to scroll this.
That's fine. We'll go back to it in a second whilst you're looking. So yeah, it's nice to have, but it definitely needs to be T2 and not T1. The durability of it needs a change. Like it needs I don't know, something like maybe allow a tier system as well to it. So I don't know, make it.
I think durability wise, it's a 3-star should be like iron, just normal iron.
Yeah. So like the durability is durable to the point of the same level as the previous tier of that weapon or something like, or something, like flint is, basic, so like you can't do anything with it. It's crappy, whatever. T1 bronze or T0 bronze, whatever you want to say, is just above flint, and it is a bit more durable. T2 is then better. T3 is basically almost like a T0 iron, almost like a T0 iron. So that'd be great if they have something like that, because then you can, you have more value to the bronze. Then you're like, okay, bronze actually has some value to it, but like for now it's really nothing. So like, I don't know, they need to change the tier system, lower the costs, and yeah, definitely do something to it.
I think they should maybe use it like iron should be more scarce, or only certain regions you can get it for. You get it at spawn points for iron, iron nodes. and copper should be more frequent. And
Or just that you need tools from tier 2 to really get deeper to it or something.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
later.
like tongs and hammers.
Or
For that.
Mine that you.
or what's it called? So instead of have a how do you say it? So to mine iron fragments, you need bronze tools.
Yeah.
It's
Isn't that
kind
how
of
it is?
Yeah. So have you guys played Valheim ever before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with harder woods and stuff too.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
So make it like that, where you need how do you say it? That
Bronze
that
pickaxe.
bronze. Yeah, you need a bronze pickaxe to mine iron. You need iron to mine, I don't know, whatever, silver and so on and so on. Basically, basically you need to go and have those stages of tools to progress. If not, then you just you don't progress. Basically, you can't mine iron. You cannot get anything. So that will definitely increase the value of bronze 100%. Like I would be like, oh yes, give me bronze. I need the bronze to make iron right now. I need more iron. I need more of this. But like, also they need to definitely have less iron fragment nodes lying around. There's quite a lot of them. I feel like I've noticed there's sometimes more than that than there is on bronze, like copper and tin, basically. So I feel like maybe lower
Maybe
that down slightly.
Maybe if they make a lighter armor out of bronze, so you can have like a gold guy running around, like a type of armor.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So it makes it a little bit more like you have heavy armor, but then you have bronze armor, and that's just lighter and less, less protection.
Yeah, so leather, bronze,
Bronze
and then iron.
and the heavy
And then
armor. That is
super
That'd be
heavy should
cool.
be steel armor.
Oh, I don't know if they'll do steel, because that's
Ooh.
that's kind of
Or like plate, so like plate armor or something like that.
plate armor.
Yeah,
I think that's
That
what
would be
they'll go
so
for.
cool.
It's not
Oh,
trendy.
a bronze shield, bronze shields.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you got the
Yeah.
bronze bucklers, right?
Like a
that
buckler,
was,
yeah.
bronze bucklers used to exist, man. Like, where's my bronze shield? Like, have stages to the bronze, because
PvP update.
bronze would be cool. I do believe bronze will be a cool tier 2
bronze
weapon to attack
cool again.
with. It would be just interesting, because right now we're still bored on just like, oh, cool, bronze, like with a wooden shield, and then you give up using it because you're like, oh look, we've got iron already. It's like, dude, we went to bronze like real quick. It was nothing. It felt like it was like that. You flicked your fingers once and you're like, wait, we're not using bronze anymore? No, we're not using bronze anymore. So it's like, it's
You
gone.
can only ride a horse with a bronze armor and not with a heavy armor. Something like it, like you say, it forces you to use it.
I know plate armor existed on horse as well, but I don't know. Maybe have like
Or just slow it down, like have a speed penalty.
Or it just, I don't know, maybe it increases the health, because like technically speaking, it should increase the health of the
Buff
horse.
the horses.
Like, I feel like maybe
horse armor too.
add a horse armor for for it as well, because it'd be interesting.
That'd be so cool.
But definitely that'll be for the update. For the big updates, we'll see. We don't know what they're gonna do with it. We'll find out. But staying on bronze, like, what else was bronze useful for? It was, deadwood trees.
No bronze
right?
hammer either.
No bronze hammer. Yeah.
Just the topic of horse and whatever is could be a whole topic here. I mean, how to get a actual war horse, that it's maybe trained or something.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a
We were
second.
just talking so many different topics.
Yeah, we're staying on bronze. We've got to stay on bronze.
Okay. Nice.
Anyways, yeah. So bronze armor. Sorry, not bronze armor. What was I saying?
Hammer.
Bronze hammer. Sorry. Yeah, that's what it was. Bronze hammer. Armor. Sorry, I read armor above my thing on there. No bronze hammer. It has uses of, I guess, cut down deadwood trees, which is nice. The sword early on is nice as well, because it's early fighting, instead of using a knife and a bloody shield. You know what I mean? Like, that was ridiculous, having a knife, a flint knife and a shield. That was funny. So now we have that. The uses of the knife as well. Now you got bronze knife used for the higher tier wolves and so on. But yeah, I feel like it's a nice new system. I hope they improve on it. I hope it makes it tier 2, and not a tier 1 slight improvement basic, because that's what it feels like. So I hope they do something added onto it that makes it more fun, more durable, and like a new tech stage. It's like a new tech tier. I feel like it definitely is like a new tech tier, and it fluked. It just really it was disappointing that it didn't feel like that when they released it. But yeah, we'll see now on the next test or the test after if they fix something along those lines, and so on. So let's get now to our drunken truths. We'll try and get through every opinion we can now for the last bit that we have left. So what do you guys think should be maybe added in? So like we were talking about, let's add in maybe that first one that we were just chatting about horse armor would be really cool. You know, you got horse armor. That was very interesting to have in to increase their health, right? So like we need to increase the health of horses because horses are just so weak from swords. Like a sword just smacks it a couple times and it's dead. You know, it's gone. All that time with your favorite horse riding around in the fields, and it's just gone forever. It's so sad.
Can't be the horse abuser.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the horse abuser, man. That's what it is.
I think it'd be really cool as well with like horse armor to have the colors attached to your like homestead, because like the homestead have like a little banner. I think that'd be really cool too.
Nice little
Have some like customization or something.
Yeah, they're like a yeah, that would be cool. How do you say it? Like
I think
sigil for like for each homestead, right? Something like that.
so. Warhorse, I think there should be like a split between like you just get your first horse and it's just like a normal horse you can do for your pulling the horse cart and stuff. But then it could be something where you put it into a stable or a special building stable or whatever, you feed it with some whatever special food, higher tier food, and then you get like a warhorse and it becomes like a warhorse or something, you know, that then can carry armor and is maybe faster and stuff.
Just give drugs to your horse.
Yeah, some steroids.
Hey, here's some steroids.
I don't know
We
about
just
that.
invented them, guys.
It's a horse.
Yeah.
Maybe it costs silver. I don't know whatever.
I mean,
Horse takes
apothecary.
silver.
Maybe.
Apothecary.
Yeah.
You
So-
could also like make use of the breeding system, like breed.
Breeding.
You have to breed.
Yeah, the
Oh,
breeding
like a higher
system.
quality.
Make it better, right? Yeah. Like high quality would be interesting. Yeah.
But does breeding work? Like I
I don't know
never
if it
got a horse.
does. Recently they did. I think it worked at the start. I don't know what's happened, but I feel like we have attempted a lot of times to do the breeding, and it just doesn't seem to work anymore.
I think it just takes forever.
It does
Seasoning
take
is
forever as
now-
well, maybe as well,
It
because I think
Takes
it's
forever and easy to reset.
yeah.
It's the same problem that like cooking has, where one person takes the horse out and puts it back in, and suddenly the timer's reset.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
So like I feel like it should be, if I don't know, if both horses are out, then maybe. But if one horse is still behind, it should be like maybe, I don't know, dude. This guy's like, they just did the dude,
the
right?
father.
They did the dude. He's the
Donkey is the
father.
father.
Yeah, he's the father. He's the, maybe have like a, I don't know, if you really want to add male and female icons to the horses and do like
breeding simulator.
breeding simulator. I don't know, maybe, because then it makes sense. Because then you're like, don't take out the female, leave the female in there. The male can leave, right? Just leave the female in there. Breeds another horse, right? So then
Clear the
I
man.
just put a if they would put a timer in there, like you just see like
Yeah.
breeding like 25 minutes, and then because now I didn't even know that. I thought it just broke, that it just didn't work.
oh no,
So
no,
if
yeah,
I
it
leave
was,
2 horses and I don't take them out, I will get a third one. This actually
Basically.
works, then, or?
yeah, that's how it
A
works.
little
If you
loading
don't,
bar
or
if you
something.
don't take it out,
Good luck trying to prevent someone from taking the horse out.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
I
problem.
put a wall around.
I'm pretty
it.
sure it would just pop
Just
out a
wall it
baby
in.
in the stable.
Yeah,
I would, wall it in. Just put a lot of food, wall it in, and then just see what happens.
yeah, it should work. Just make sure it's like just walled in completely and no one can touch it, and then yeah, see
Yeah,
if it
nobody
works.
can touch it. Yeah,
Alright.
we'll try it.
So I thought of tiers on leather. We were talking about this a little bit earlier on today as well. Tiers on leather, because we saw that there are actually now tiers to the leather. Will that be now the new changes to the armor system? Will armor have tiers of
hope.
its own? will there be a new like
Armor
durability
making minigame or something.
Yeah.
well, not armor making mini game, but it's more like if you want a better leather cap, if you want a better chest piece of whatever, you know, you gotta leave that leather in to dry longer. It needs to be there for up to tier 3, and then once it hits tier 3, then you take it out. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, basically. Like basically armor improvements and durability, right? So like the durability uh how do you say it? What was I going to say? The durability basically lasts longer of that armor because it's a tier 3 now chest piece or helmet or whatever it is, because you waited longer on the leather, right? So that'd be cool, actually. I'd be really impressed about that if they had something along those lines. But yeah,
Or it
what do you
could
guys
be
think of it?
simpler. Maybe a tier 1 leather thing is something you can use in a building, and a tier 3 you can use for armor. So it's just a way of not making it able to be used. That would make it easy to implement.
Yeah, like I don't know, maybe if it will add also extra armor to the actual I don't know, the actual clothing, maybe. I'm not sure. I feel like that might be a little bit too much. I feel like durability, though, should be a thing. Like, definitely durability, at least, minimum.
Like armor making in the way that blacksmithing. I mean, blacksmithing right now is the only really crafting that needs some brain power to. I mean, even some would debate that, I guess, but it's the most complex compared to others, right? So they could make armor making like a bit more complexer, like blacksmithing is.
So, like the tiers on oh yeah. So you know how we make swords and axes and all that. You gotta like cool them down at the perfect time and everything like that.
Yeah,
So instead of have like an armor plate,
with leather.
yeah, like an armor plate icon where you have to cool it down also at the same time to make that tier 3 armor plate, which then puts it on the armor set itself. That'd be cool.
It's like with the bow, you might pull the string, you know, and you have to string it along.
Yeah, or just like
the bow. And I think there's some games that had like these mini games in it. Wasn't it like
Ooh.
Life is Feudal? Or
yeah, like
something?
you could like treat the wood, or you could like
Yeah,
do a process to the leather and like to make it harder or something, and stuff like that. Just like little like additions you have to do.
All the resources are there. It's just like converted into time. More time, better quality, better items. I think that's what they're going with for in this game as well.
What do you guys think of tiers on the bow? Like having a durability tier 3 bow. Now imagine that.
I'm all for that.
You're up for that? Yeah, see, I'm up for that. I feel like that could be a thing because that's like.
We're not 60 no scope.
Or even just like different, like I guess woods for bows or something like that. That would affect it.
I think they
I
can
think
add
we'll see something like that eventually.
like a bow with planks, a light bow,
Yeah,
and long bow with deadwood.
with the deadwood, yeah. That'd be really cool.
Or maybe a new tree like oak, and then have longwood, long bows.
Yeah, then you can incorporate that into like the tiers of axes. You need like a bronze axe to hit the certain tree, so you can get the certain wood for the bow or something.
Exactly.
I'm expecting them to build or to have a longbow eventually that actually has an arc.
Yeah,
That's gotta happen eventually.
That'd be cool.
Every type of tree could give you a different type of bow. So depending on which one you cut, you get that.
You get a different bow.
Yeah, like a recurve bow or a short bow.
Crossbow.
Like the heaviest tree to chop down would be the oak, so that is the long bow. Deadwood, I don't know which type of bow. I could make a short or maybe a hunting bow with less. No, then it doesn't really make. I don't know, a long bow, short bow.
I could definitely see like a longbow being important to add because right now archers can't shoot people on walls really.
Yeah, you can't really shoot over anything. You just sit there and just point and aim. I think this was mentioned anyways on last chat where we need some sort of arc system button. Like it presses, I don't know, you press F or something to change the mode of your firing. Like you fire as an arc or you fire straight. You know, it should be some sort of mode for every single bow that you can fire over people and not just straight into them. So I feel like they still need to do something along those lines. But yeah, I had another one which I feel like needs to be also mentioned. How horses lose stamina when bumping into small animals, and I feel like that needs to be changed majorly. Like it definitely, I don't know, it's kind of just annoying. Like how does a horse lose all its stamina from hitting I don't know, a chicken or a bunny? Like it makes no sense. It should crush the animal and just carry on running, right?
Yeah,
It
there
used
just be
to
like
do that.
momentum.
It used to do that. It used to be a dead chicken or a dead bunny. Now I also got stopped.
No,
But
it
in the
doesn't.
past,
It still kills the animal. I've still done it, and like the
okay.
chicken and the bunny dies, but it's your stamina just it goes for some reason because
Yeah,
Okay.
once you hit something on a horse, anything you hit, you lose every bit of stamina because for some reason it counts as it's always charging when it's just on its speed basically like the ram it when it's speeding up and it hits something it counts as a hit whilst with the horse as well same thing if you hit a wall it counts as you've lost all your stamina and you were charging at that wall for some bloody reason. You know what I mean? It's a bit like they need to change something along those lines where it just doesn't lose stamina hitting animals or something like that. It's a bit strange.
Also, you cannot exit your horse when there's an animal too close to you. I got one stuck, and and that animal got stuck into me and the horse, and I couldn't even get off of it. It's
yeah.
just
Like
silly.
getting off on one side is pretty annoying.
It's very very fun though. Like I do like using the horses. They definitely need to do improvements though on it because it is limited on what it can do. Um, it's still very clunky a little bit, but I think over time when you practice enough on the horse, you do get better at it. But it's still very difficult to adjust a person from, let's say, being an archer and a footman to then try and use the horse on cavalry because you can't hit friendly horses as well. You hit a friendly horse,
Yeah,
he takes
stamina's gone.
damage. You lose stamina. He I think goes into combat mode or loses stamina as well. And then if you accidentally swing and slap his horse once, it's probably dead because you've just rammed into him and you took hit, and then now you just hit him again. So it's
That's
like, what the
pretty
hell?
dirty what some people did with like using that in the no fighting zone and the border zone and using that against a card
Yeah.
that just came over. Like when I heard that, I was like, really, guys?
Yeah.
You know, abusing the mechanic pretty much, using a glitch. You know.
I feel like so. I've also added another one that I liked that I put as a note: hide the names, as in everyone's names from the enemy faction should be hidden at all times. So
Nah, don't
you know how
agree.
it is in Foxhole, how you can't see the name until you go up to the person like a couple meters ahead.
Oh,
Then you
that's
should
what you
see the name. Yeah, you should still see the name,
mean.
but
I
only
was a
when.
little like, oh, come on.
Yeah, don't
Roleplay
just
server, you know,
just like
it's
just have
yeah.
it lowered down. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Like have it where it's not that painful where you just see a bunch of names everywhere. And also it makes it more interesting. Do you know why? Because now you can scout and be sneaky. So when you're scouting around, you don't get spotted straight away until you're, let's say, I don't know, 20 meters away from this person or 10 meters away, and you're like, I see him, he's over there. You know what I mean? Like you're looking around on the map, you can see him, he's on the map, but he's like, I can't find him, he's hiding in these
Yeah.
trees somewhere. You know,
Yeah.
you can zoom in really far anyways. Like you can, with your camera, you can zoom up and be like, oh, I see him, he's all the way over there. It's like, no, you can't. Like realistically, you technically couldn't, but you know what I mean? Like as soon as maybe he's in your actual peripheral range, then you should be able to see his name and be like, oh,
Battlefield.
it's flipping Steelhand being a little cheeky bugger running around, you know, trying to
Uh,
kill our chickens or something.
Battlefield games
Oh.
where you have this big red arrow on the head.
Something,
Here's
yeah.
the enemy. You know, like,
That's what I mean. Like
that's
something a little
making
bit
it silly. I mean,
make it more
Yeah.
interesting because then scouting makes it more fun as well a little bit because then you don't get spotted straight away, and it's also harder then to get spotted. And yeah, like I feel like it's
And
kind of cool.
what I wish, yeah, what I like that about is because I like to kind of ambush somebody when I'm like in a tree. The trees, like they have that mechanic already. Like you go in those
Yeah.
trees and your vision it gets worse or whatever, and then later better again. So Yeah, that your name is not visible when you're kind of, or less visible or something. Like the bushes in Foxhole, they could add something.
That
I mean,
would
I
be
don't want
cool
you
for
to be
ambushes
completely
as well.
invisible.
But that's what I'm saying. It would
Yeah.
be great for ambushes because then let's say someone's doing, I don't know, some logistics or whatever it is they're trying to do, and you're hiding within a tree line with like 3 other dudes, and you're like, oh, we're gonna raid this guy, or we're gonna tell him stand and deliver. Here you go, give me all your coins, or I'll
Arr!
sword
Oh.
you to death. Or I'll shoot this arrow in
Or
your
the
horse's
queen, I
face.
don't
Or whatever it is, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it's
Or
a nice
at
little
least,
thieving. It's like you're thieving around as well and stuff like that, being like a little thief.
yeah, like something where you can crouch down and then you get like less visible or something. And the crouching down has a kind of a cooldown of a 1.5 seconds or whatever, so you cannot just like crouch up and down super fast. But something, yeah, where you can be ambushing people.
Basically, yeah, that's the whole idea. Where like it's more of the idea where you can scout
Maybe then
better
the knife
and
is
ambush
better.
better.
Maybe knife is done better for that. You're fast. You
Yeah, exactly. Even
pull
that.
it out fast.
So what else?
Write that down, please.
I had one. This is one opinion I think I had from Alabama, from OG. He was talking about RP walk. So this is you know how in the trailer or the little clip that you have on Anvil right now, where it shows them everyone walking and like marching in line. I kind of want something like that, maybe where we can actually march in a column, but also maybe have our shields up at the same time or something. Oh, not really, because the shields up already slow you down. But I'm more like thinking where you can at least march in a column or something like that as a group and not have everyone just running, like chaos kind of version where everyone's just running around crazy headless chickens, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I feel like something like that would be interesting to have, just a little bit of a, I don't know, an RP walk to march around, maybe
Like you know that game Hold Fast?
like a civilized, yeah, like hold
Like
fast
a
kind of thing.
formation.
Like
You're
a
talking about like
formation
We
you're
just
doing
need,
in a nice column, basically.
we just need, I think, a March, key for
Yeah.
just March. And
or
I don't know if you know Bannerlord, the game,
Bannerlord,
modern day
yeah,
Bannerlord.
I know that one, yeah.
A big PvP event with like 400 people, and it's like multiple clans, like in Foxhole, in Anvil, sorry, and they are organized. They form shield wall. I'm gonna send you a video of that. It's very interesting, and they march like in formation, just with a K for march.
All right. Well, whilst you're looking for that, I'm going to talk about the 2 points that a couple points that I just added in now on the opinions. Will they add more animals similar to what they've recently added, or will there be any worse animals as well? Like, will there be stronger bears, maybe stronger wolves, like a dire wolf or a dire bear or something like that? Something really crazy. Will they add maybe even more like fantasy type creatures as well? Because like dire ravens are technically just massive, kind of like, I guess you could say, I don't know, they're like griffins almost in a sense. They're kind of just huge ass birds, right? That almost the same size of us when we're playing in the game. So I'm interested. Will they add something similar to that? Will they not? If not, I guess we'll find out anyways in the next tests or so if they will add in something I don't know, crazy. Maybe they might add a little mini boss that we can fight that gives us a bunch of special ores or something that that we have to do just to gain towards it, or kill a dragon.
Look, you get like Caligan swords or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
For
Like,
research.
you gotta kill a dragon or something that's hidden in the that volcano island, protecting.
I don't know about a dragon. Maybe like a scarred, like super big bear or something like that, or
maybe, but that's what I'm saying. A dragon would still be cool, though. You know, come on, like,
Come on,
come
bro.
on, come on, man. This is
You're drunk.
fantasy.
You're too drunk again.
Yo, get me a magic mate. Where's Merlin? You know, I want Merlin here making magic as well.
magic missiles.
Magic missiles, yeah. Another one was allow the use of spikes within homesteads. I really want that. I want spike defenses because, like, it's cool that we have wall defenses, but I also want spikes. I just don't know why. Like, spikes would be just really cool. I know they're like weak anyways to destroy, so why not just allow them? Well, I don't think actually you can destroy them because I've tried to throw flasks onto spikes on the camps and they just didn't destroy. They just went through the ground. So I feel like something is weird with spikes. They're not actually spikes. They're like barbed wire. You can actually run through them, which is weird. I found out that from
Didn't somebody say they were indestructible? There was a bug.
Yeah,
anyways.
they are indestructible because they act like barbed wire. You can run through them and you
Oh.
take damage from it. But the thing is, you can still, like, if you have, I think, enough health. I think if you got full health, I think you could just about survive it. Or if you like
You need a
go halfway.
wrench.
You need a wrench. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's weird. Like, so spikes make it a solid structure because it makes sense. Like, firstly, it should still give damage out because, you know, it is a spike. And yeah, at the same time, allow us to use it in homesteads for defense because, you know, our homesteads are already weak-ass little shacks that are built. So I feel like it's kind of bad. So I feel like they need to fix something along those lines to help with that. Then I've also got this other one I put also just now, shields up to block rocks and arrows from walls. So when you're up against a wall, there's no way of blocking an arrow or a rock from falling on your head. So we need something, maybe something to, you know, put the shield up in the air. Like so I've wrote scroll wheel, which is basically the option. So where when you're shielding, you use the scroll wheel to just scroll from downwards to up, right? So like you have it facing up on your head, atop your head. So
well,
it's
knife fight with a rock.
yeah, that's that'd be great. I think the rock will still win. Honestly, you just have to throw it once on their head
Rock,
and they're
paper.
dead. But yeah, rock beats scissors, right?
Rock,
but yeah,
shields, knife. Yeah.
So we have spoken about also allow more villages. So allowance, not allowance, more like allow the building of more villages in just outside the towns, you know, just have villages, allow
just some
small groups to build it. Like, I don't care if it's 1 or 2 people in a small village, let them build it, let them still tier up to tier 3, let them get their stuff, but like,
yeah, but it
they
could
have a
also
small
be a
radius.
different type of base. Like it could be like in Foxhole you have outposts that you build
Yeah,
and then can upgrade, and they could have some different structure that's different from like the whole homestead and castle buildings.
exactly.
If it's a smaller version, and I would love if they go in that direction more. And then those, like you said before, I think before I joined, you were talking about people that have a smaller base. They want to build a base. They don't want to be part of a homestead and stuff. They cannot really play the game the way they want, right?
Exactly, yeah, like that's definitely needed into it, like 100%. Like, what do you guys think of it? Like Freeze, Steel Hand, and Hippie, what do you guys think? Like, would you like to see back in the old days, seeing smaller villages now instead of towns?
I think we can do something with the tour system and the older and the new, and make something great.
Make something
With all
great
this,
again. Yeah.
yeah, great again.
To make Anvil great again.
Literally, make Anvil great again.
Soon.
It's
Just need to let
funny,
people
it's just
build.
MAGA as well. It's make Anvil
It's
great.
not different.
It's MAGA, but it's the other MAGA we're talking about.
And
Not everything is about America, okay? Can we?
That's why I said it's
yeah,
MAGA, but Anvil.
yeah.
But yeah, like
Well,
they definitely need definitely systems in that 100%. But yeah, anyone else got anything
not
else?
let people build. Yeah, they just need to let us build what we want. The limits make the game a lot less fun.
Yeah,
A lot less. And if you
allow
want people to
building more.
buy the game, why let the solo players buy the game and like play them in their own in the corner of the map? Like, why does it bother the devs? You know, it's like, if it's possible technically, like, just let people build. That is what I would like to have. Just let me build, please.
Freeze, the video you posted, I mean, I looked at it. What was the topic again we were talking about in context to the video? Oh yeah, the formations, right?
Oh yeah,
Is he showing the video? Hold on.
formation and battle.
So
I
is
think
this from
Anvil
Bannerlord, yeah?
There's
can
speed changes.
kind of-
Get ready.
When they
Charge, boys, for the glory of
walk at a
Bretonia.
different speed,
Captain Benoni
and
here.
you don't have to necessarily hold up your shield, right?
Yeah, not necessarily need to.
So in Anvil, you have to hold the shield up to change your.
Charge, boys, for the glory of Bretonia.
Walk
Back row,
speed.
go to the left. Back row, go to the left.
So it's
I think Anvil can work
Right, gonna-
like this.
it kind of
not
works.
really
If they add
completely,
something similar to that, that would be interesting. 100%. I'd be interested in definitely some sort of some sort of just RP walk, just a marching, so we can march at least as one group and just kind of look cool at the same time whilst also looking professional army, well trained, stuff like that. Basically makes it interesting. I
They
wanted
gotta
to,
change the spawns on the roads for everything as well. Then
yeah, it would be a
Right
little bit, but I think that's fixable in due time. I wanted to
About
talk about the
marching.
perimeter also to be shown. Town hall perimeters do not actually be shown in when you're placing down homesteads. So when you're placing down the actual homestead and you're right on the border of the town hall radius, basically the massive town hall radius that you have, you cannot see it. Like we didn't notice that we were actually on the edge. I think WV had the same problem where they were near the edge of our town hall perimeter, and it cut off half our homestead. Like, well, not half our homestead. Like I think maybe 1/8 or something, or 1/6 of our homestead was cut off. Whilst on WV side, they actually had, I think, half of their homestead cut off, which was like really disappointing because like now they can't use their whole homestead perimeter because the town hall perimeter wasn't showing actually the actual size, right? You couldn't see your actual the radius of your town, of how far you have to be before you place it down. You know what I mean? So it was a bit, I don't know, it's a bit disappointing that we ended up losing the space for our homestead, which was just really it was just kind of sad that we couldn't do anything to fix that. We'd have to just completely demolish everything from start again and start from the beginning. So so Steele's just showed another photo, which actually shows another good point, that the point here of making shields go up. So shields going up would be interesting like that. So like, yeah, you can put your shields up, maybe have a nice little testudo formation, protect, like I said, protect yourself from the archers from above. You're protecting your archers from the above. It would be great because then maybe it will allow us to protect our rams better, right? Like it would protect our rams better from archers as well, right? We can put the shields up and protect the ram. What do you guys think of that? Is that cool? Not cool
I think the
to have shields up?
shield the shield protect a lot of this
Yeah.
for the moment. With the hitbox of the shield is very big.
It is
But I think it's
big, but it
going
still
to-
needs improvement for like up above, basically. Like you still get smacked on the head.
I don't get smacked a lot on the head with arrows.
Have you run towards the wall? I've been hitting the head with arrows before though. It's
I mean, it shouldn't be too OP as well. Like
Well,
maybe
yeah, of
different
course.
type of shields that can do that and some that cannot. You know.
make
I don't
a
know,
variety, maybe between the
Yeah.
different types of trees that we cut down. Like we were talking about earlier on. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add in. Any other maybe points?
I was thinking, you said rams, protecting the rams. I was thinking the rams we're using right now could be like tier 1 rams. And
Tier
like
what? Yes. Oh,
shitty rams
yeah,
you
yeah.
just use, and then you could say, oh, okay, tier 2 rams is like, okay, let's have some tan leather on the sides of them, and they protect them from arrows. They protect the ones who are pulling the ram forward and back.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I did mention this also in my previous chat as well about the RAM system. I think we were talking about like also different siege weapons, but definitely rams need some sort of like
Yeah.
slight change, like a tier system to it as well, where like you got your basic wood ram. You then got even like you said the leather ram, where like I don't know the leather like covers it and protects maybe you and your comrades as well a little bit better. And then you can have a
Pendulum ram.
capped ram, you know, like a capped ram. So you have an iron cap on the actual front of the ram, and it does more damage because it's iron, right? So like a nice little thick piece of iron smacking into the wall that you're attacking. So yeah, it'll be definitely needs some sort of improvement to that 100% of changing it. But yeah, anything else? Anyone else got anything else? I think that's
Yeah, the
roughly.
marching. We earlier wanted
Yep.
to say something there, but we skipped to the next topic. So, what I'm kind of missing, looking at Foxhole, comparing the two games in Foxhole back then, you had also trucks that people just got in and transported to the next area, and I kind of feel like that's missing. I mean, you do sometimes as a clan go somewhere together, but you have to like walk the normal speed, right? And you probably want to have armor on you already and everything. So I wish there would be a bit more either carts that can be pulled by a horse and then people like sit in it and get transported somewhere,
Transport
or
carts. Yeah.
Yeah, like a player
maybe,
caravan or something.
yeah, I missed that, and that would kind of motivate more teamwork. You're like, oh, we're raiding this castle, come with us, get in, something like that. But or also the marching, to have that as a way to walk over open fields. Like you start your kind of marching mode, and then you use stamina slowly, but you are faster. But in this mode, you cannot really fight or something. But it's just for like marching somewhere to the next area.
Yep.
So it's kind of missing that. I'm missing that looking at Foxhole other
Transport
games.
caravans is definitely needed because it does help out then with less food consumption. That's very.
And there's
It's
always
because food. Everyone like if you use up more stamina and you're running all the time, you end up using more food, and the food goes down. And the food is already going down quite fast now from this last few tests. It's been
and we
buffed up where you eat more food when you're using stamina.
And we
So
know from Foxhole that there's always some people that like to do these jobs that also just transports people or
yeah,
do
yeah,
logistics, and we're kind of missing that, right?
kind of, yeah, yeah.
Professional
Like
Again,
caravan
with the markets
players.
not being
you got a
really
taxi
markets.
driver with a caravan. That'd be crazy. Yeah,
Look
it'd be
at the
great.
markets. What's in the markets
Yeah,
right now? Yeah,
transport
horse feed.
boats.
Oh, I feel bad for the noobs looking around like, oh, what is this market selling? Horse feed. Oh, this one is selling another horse feed. Or clay bricks. Like
Clay
it's
bricks,
not really
yeah.
markets that's selling stuff that people need. It's just to make silver. It's sad.
Yeah, it's something.
I
Or
also
the game is not there
try
yet.
to.
Let's say so.
Yeah.
How do you buy this stuff? Because I tried to do it. Like you need to go there and then you can just pay and get it, or how does it
Buy
work?
what?
Yeah, just
What's
silver.
this?
Oh.
Wait, but buy what?
It's
What?
just
What
buy anything out of the market.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
silver.
You just go up to it and just you put coins inside, and then whatever you want to buy from there. Once you put the coins in the inventory, you click the like let's say wood planks, and you start clicking wood planks, and it will print out wood
Oh.
planks instantly. So you got to put money inside though, which is a bit strange. I don't know why it's just not take it out of your inventory, but yeah, it's just like that. I guess it's like a crafting recipe basically.
Mhm.
But yeah, dried meat. I realized I forgot that dried meat from last test has no use still, which is annoying actually. So I want to make dried meat useful again because we've been on camps where like, oh no, we're running out of supplies, which is actually one of the things I wanted to show maybe later on. But like it was basically we were running out of supplies and we basically needed the what's it called reinforcement supplies. We needed more of those, we had nothing left. So we were like, crap, someone needs to go back to town. It's like, all right, give me all the dried meat that we have. So it's like, took all the dried meat, and then found out it has no use. So it's like, bro, why not? Can it not be like crafted into reinforcement supplies again? It's like, no. So I feel like they need to, please devs, add that back in, make dried meat useful again. I think it makes a couple pieces of dried meat or something from one meat itself. I don't know how much it is, but I hope it can be just like maybe, I don't know, maybe a 1-to-2 ratio or something, like one dried meat is 2 reinforcement supplies or something like that. Would be nice to have inside of that, because then yeah, we can reinforce ourselves much I guess not much faster, but as in,
I wonder why they removed it, or did they?
yeah, I'm not
They didn't
sure.
comment on it, right?
They didn't really comment on it. I don't think it was.
It was too easy to make or something.
Well, it wasn't like it, because before it was just you made reinforcement supplies by building a camp. No, so you made a camp, you made the drying rack, you put meat in the drying rack, which then allows to make reinforcement supplies. I think maybe it was just too easy to make the reinforcements, those camps and the drying racks and the reinforcement supplies, but I'm not sure. I don't think it was ever abused. I don't know. Did you guys ever abuse it? Maybe the devs saw you guys abusing it. I don't know. Did any of you guys do it at all?
I feel abused by the devs, but
yeah, I don't know.
You don't bring reinforcement supplies, no. It just eliminates the need to bring barrels of reinforcement supplies. Maybe they didn't like that.
Well, I don't know. Well, right now it's in singles, isn't it? Now where you have to, it creates singles that it doesn't make barrels.
It makes, yeah. It's in singles, but produces 2 per.
So I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Make it great again. Make the dried meat useful. Make everything useful again, devs. Please make things more make sense. You know, just make it sense, because now it makes no sense. Like, you got barrack cots in ridiculous locations we can't use. You know, we've got no fun in building structures. The fun is dying. It's becoming the foxhole must be in a clan to have fun.
They are the guinea pigs, you know. The funny part to this whole project.
The funny part about the whole you must be in a clan to have fun, but then they don't want the clans controlling everything.
Yeah. Which is weird, because now they just gave us full control, because like we can only build the towns and the randoms can't.
Yeah, kind of.
So we have the control now, which is weird. It's just it's strange, but I don't know why they don't just.
Maybe we're getting there, yeah.
Yeah, they'll fix around it. They'll go around.
We can say that those homesteads are a right direction, maybe at least. I think we can agree on that.
But yeah, I do like the direction it is going.
That's for the next time then.
Yeah, I do like the direction it's going, but it definitely it needs more work. That's all it is. But yeah, anyways, I think we'll stop there.
Let's go eat, yeah.
Anything else later on, we'll think about later on. Write it down on your notepads if you want, or something cool. But yeah, we'll talk about that next time after the next test. We'll see what they add in. Hope it's improvements, fixes, making, I don't know, items be used in certain areas of the map and the homestead radius and so on. But yeah, hope everyone had fun, I guess. Added input. That was actually nice that everyone had something to add in, at least, even if it was just a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Really appreciate it. Thank you, all of you. So,
thank you.
Thanks for the stream.
Thank you, man.
Yep. Thank you.
But yeah, we'll see everyone till next time, and enjoy the next test as well. Yeah. So see you later, boys.
Let's hope.